Welcome you guys to a brand new episode of the Ask Alex Show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, where we come together and discuss movies, movie news, TV news, and a whole bunch of pop culture and a lot of trending topics as well. I'm your host again, Alex Hampton, and I couldn't do this show without my co-host, Mr. Ian Elliott Carter. How are you doing today, Ian?
Hi, Mom. Doing all right. Doing all right. Having a great week, man. Lots been going on in pop culture and movies and television, man. So I'm glad to be able to vent with someone that's like-minded like you, brother.
Yeah, we got so much to talk about for today's news, and we got a couple off the tops, you guys. We're gonna discuss Keanu Reeves being cast as Shadow. We're gonna talk about the Transformers One reactions, why are they so negative. We're gonna talk about Quentin Tarantino quitting his last and final film, as he calls it,
Oh no.
and also we're gonna discuss the potential casting of Sam Raimi directing Tom Holland and Spider-Man 4. So
That's
many
it,
things
baby.
talk about. But before we get into these topics, if you guys want to support our channel, go ahead and support our channel at momentummediayoutube.com. Also, if you want to hear us on Spotify, we are on Spotify at the Alex Hampton Show as well. There's multiple ways you can listen to us if you can't listen to us here on YouTube. And if you want to support us on YouTube and support what we're doing on Momentum Media, go to our Patreon page and become a Patreon supporter. Let's say if you can't be on Patreon, but you want to donate to the cause, my Cash App tag is down there on the bottom where you can donate to us and be a part of what we're doing here at Momentum Media. So again,
Fans will
we have a
make them
lot
dance.
of that's what they say at least. But we got a lot of topics for us to dive into. I can't wait for you guys to get into them. And Jeremy's currently not here. I'm not
Who's
sure if
that?
he'll be.
I
I'm
keep
sure
I
he'll be
keep seeing
jumping in
this picture of me
live.
and this Jeremy guy. I don't know. Are we on the same show? Who
Yes,
is that?
yes. But Jeremy's obviously our other co-host, and I know he's been busy. But if he does jump into the live, we will have that
We
space for
will.
him. Now,
And if he doesn't come into the live, I'm gonna diss him like Drake and Kendrick Lamar. It's going down.
or more
Rap
like,
beef, baby.
bro. Speaking of off the tops, because this is another off the top. We're about to go into the
Yeah.
off the tops. I'm glad you brought that up, my friend. Um,
Yes.
uh, did you hear the Chris Brown diss to Quavo?
I did. Man, what is going
Oh,
on right now? Everybody at rap is on their period. What everyone's so mad?
bro, what is going
So,
on? I knew
I don't
Chris had
know.
bars, but
Yo,
not like
Chris
I was
Chris
like,
always had bars.
yeah, but I didn't know it was like this. I'm like, whoa, like I
Yeah.
was just.
Chris,
What did you think about the diss?
man, oh yeah, first of all, there's a lot of disses going on right now. And I did hear the Chris Brown and Quavo one. I have no idea what this stems from. I think it has something to do with a lady, as a lot of beefs do. Um,
Mhm.
but I always knew that Chris Brown is a very multi talented person, kind of like Childish Gambino and Jamie Foxx. He could sing, he could dance, he could rap, he can act, he does all that stuff. So when he came back with these bars dissing Quavo, first of all, I don't know what it's about, you know. But I don't think Quavo's the best rapper. I think he's a very entertaining rapper. I love the Migos. I like dancing to their stuff, but you don't look for the Migos for lyrical content though. You go, for girls to have a good time and stuff like that. Um,
Mhm.
he went pretty hard, like a little bit like heartless, the things he said, like especially toward the end. It says something about like, yeah, we like Takeoff, but it's sad he died. It should have been you. Like, damn, what did this man do to you? Like, God dang, very
Yeah,
personal.
very personal. Listen, I've never really been a fan of rap beefs or beefs amongst people, but I will say
Hmm.
I think the most entertaining rap beat in my era was the Kanye West 50 Cent beef. I thought that was dope
Mm.
because of the music that came out of it. But I will say this, all of this stuff, man, is childish. And
Yeah,
the fact that we have to get good music from dissing another artist, that's
yeah.
just kind of crazy to me. But I will say, like, even with the whole J. Cole and Kendrick and
Drake.
Drake beef, I'm like, what is going on in the state of hip hop? Like, are we just getting
It's a
to a point
lot.
where we just don't like each other? Like, what's going on?
I kind of saw this coming because hip hop
Mm-mm.
has always been competitive, right? So
Mhm.
like it's not. I don't feel like hip hop needs to be everybody attack each other like the WWE, but I don't think it should be all
Mhm.
buddy buddy either. Like, and I
Right.
saw this coming when DJ Khaled came out. I like DJ Khaled records. I'm not a big fan of DJ Khaled. I think he's kind of annoying, but I like
Mhm.
DJ Khaled records. You know, I like that he brings these artists together like the Avengers and they come out. The problem with that though is egos, egos, egos. Hip hop
Yeah.
artists have huge egos. With all due respect to them, you can't keep bringing all these people with the same egos in one room and expecting them to get along all the time. I think they did a little bit too much. And then, you know, you start hearing whispers, I'm the best, I'm the best, he sucks, and, you know, all this stuff. And I agree with this person right here. The Drake beef is kind of lit because it's bringing competitive nature, but it's also, when you talk about Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick, this might be the safest beef I've ever heard. We were just talking about Jake, what's his name? Chris Brown and not Takeoff, but Quavo. That sounds like a dangerous
Quavo.
beef. That sounds like somebody finna get hurt. Yeah, that sounds like
Right.
it's deadly. This beef with these three, it sounds very safe and entertaining. It doesn't. Nobody's gonna get hurt. Nobody's gonna get checked. It's just all bars
Mhm.
in competition. And right now, believe it or not, I'm the biggest Kendrick fan. I have his vinyl right here, "To Pimp a Butterfly," one of my favorite albums of all time. Right now,
Mhm.
Drake is winning this beef. I'm sorry to say, and I like Jake. I like J. Cole and Kendrick better than Drake. But Drake is
Mhm.
coming back with bars. He's like Captain America in Endgame when all of Thanos and his army was about to attack. He's taking them all on. Respect.
Mhm.
I respect the Ross too for responding quickly. Respect the Kendrick for even starting this off. I lost a little respect for J. Cole for apologizing after dissing, after he's been saying he's the best for years. Yeah, I can go on. You know I love hip hop, so I can go on about this all day. My bad. What do you think though, man, about all
Oh
that?
no, no. This is the reason why I wanted to ask you about it because I think you're a little bit more well versed than I am. I mean, I love hip hop as well, and
Right.
Out of the three, Kendrick's my favorite because, I mean, my favorite albums are still like the Black Panther album
It's a good
to the
album. Yeah.
Butterfly album. The
Hmm.
Damn album was dope.
Very good.
So like, I love what Kendrick has brought to the table musically.
Yeah.
But I have to agree, not Drake says the stuff that you ain't never heard of. Like stuff
Hmm.
I'm talking about like there was a song that Drake did years ago where he was beefing with DJ Drama. He was like, I had Drama's girl last year I had Drama's girl, not right now. And I didn't know it was a diss until Drama pointed it out. And I was like, oh my God. Like so
That
yeah,
is,
like it was
yeah.
it's
You can't trust your girl around that light skinned man. So like when Toddy wanted to go to J Cole and Drake's concert, I was like, we're gonna get the seats in the last row. I don't need you winking at my girl. All right,
we can't trust
put
them,
your
we
ass in a
can't trust
wheelchair again.
Usher.
Yeah,
Can't trust
Usher
Usher.
too.
But
You're right.
listen. And it's funny because me and my girl, she was telling me she wanted to go to the Usher concert. And I'm like,
Hmm.
cool, we just not sitting up front. We just not.
Exactly.
No, because I'm going to jail that day. Like I'm going
Facts.
to jail
I
that
hear
day.
you.
But yeah, man. And another quick off the top, I know this happened months ago, but for some reason it's still even trending in the new year. You are a fan of comedy just like I am. So is
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Hmm.
Did you watch the whole 2+ hours of the Club Shay Shay interview with Cat Williams? And I wanted
Absolutely.
to, before I give you my opinion, I wanted to know as someone who's done stand up, what did you think about what he said? Do you believe what he said? And where do you think that puts the state of comedy right now?
Oh man, and we just talking about beefs and like competitive nature, man. Cat Williams
Mm,
started the year off this way. I think I kind of blame Cat Williams, not DJ Khaled. I blame Cat Williams for bringing this energy into 2024. Everybody's like, "I'm coming for your neck." I'm a big Cat Williams fan. I remember his first stand up special was Pimp Chronicles, and that was a good one. That was he has some still bangers like when he's talking about smoking weed. This shit right here, nigga. I love that joke. That's probably one of my favorite jokes of all time. The things he
mm,
was saying, about all these other celebrities, even back then, classic stuff, man. The thing about Cat Williams is when he does stand up, he's like Chris Rock. He says some things, but he also makes you think. But the difference between him and every other stand-up, he doesn't even take a breather. He just goes in and just and here the
Mhm.
other head, and he just the whole time. Like, God dang, man, chill out. But
Mhm.
as for that interview with Club Shay Shay, man, there's a lot of things I agree with him. There's a lot of things I'm like, all right, that's entertainment. Like what he said about reading how many books a day, like 1,000 books. So I don't know what he said.
He said
It
like
was a
8,000 books a year or something like that, or
cap.
I'm like,
Cap.
come on, bro.
I was like, no, you didn't, bro. But
No,
it's funny. It's
exactly.
entertaining. It's
Mhm.
entertaining. And some of the things he said about like Hollywood, I definitely agree. Now, the whole wearing a dress and gay stuff, a lot of black people are going to disagree with me. But one, wearing a dress is just it's just a comedy thing. You think black people are the only ones wearing dresses in Hollywood? You're not paying attention. White people have been doing that for years. And
Robin
it's not
Williams.
Robin Williams, exactly. You know, and
Yeah.
what's his name? Adam Sandler. It's not
Mhm.
some weird ritual to like to do. I don't know. I don't know why people keep thinking that, especially targeting the black media on that. It's just stand up. It's just to make people laugh. People do it. You're not going to tell me that Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, are less funny because they're in a dress. Like if it's
Right.
not your thing, that's cool. There's some things that I don't like but I'm not going to say they sold their souls or whatever. No, these guys are funny regardless. You watch Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live. You watch Martin Lawrence on what's it called? Def Comedy Jam. You're gonna tell me that
Mhm.
these guys didn't, work their asses off to be where they are because they weren't funny? Come on, man. They didn't
Yeah.
address didn't bring them there. They were already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one thing I disagree with him about. And he's just like, Hollywood, um, you got to suck dick to get famous and stuff like that. Do I think that happens? 100%. I think, not even
Mhm.
just with males, but female. I think there is casting couches and people move up. That's not even just in Hollywood. That's just in like corporate America. They're like
Right.
people do
Right.
sex favors and they move up. Now, do I think you can only get to the top to doing that? No, people do work hard to get to the top. I guarantee you, if there was an executive out there, and I heard Faison Love say this, if there was a top Hollywood executive that says, "Hey, you can get a starring movie role if you suck my dick right now," that line would be out the door. That line would be out the door. People wouldn't, brag about it, but they're like, you know what? I want that money. I wouldn't be in that line. But I'm saying, like, if it was that easy, people would be
Right.
doing it all the time. So
Right.
that's one other
Right.
thing I disagree with. But I loved his honesty and that you got to know a little bit more about him. He's a very
Mhm.
layered person. And me and Toddy, we just came back from seeing him live. We saw him in Mobile, Alabama. Very funny dude, still has it. And he's got
Mhm.
his stand up special coming out soon. And I
Mhm.
loved it. It was probably some of the best content I've ever seen on YouTube.
By the way, when you saw him, was Tori Hart with him during that tour or no?
No, no, I kept waiting for her to come out. But guess who was there though?
Who?
Monique. Monique came out. Yeah.
Was her set
Monique
funny?
came. Honestly, yes. I was not
Oh,
expecting it because, like, for the
mm,
last couple years, she's just been whining and crying on television or on
mm,
YouTube, and I'm just like, where are the jokes? Like, I'm just like,
mhm,
I don't want to see Monique like this. It's weird. She came
mhm.
out just like she used to be, bad bitch energy, like, attack. She had this funny joke about Aretha Franklin. I was just like, yo. So it's like she turns that on stage, but like off stage,
Mm,
she's kind of like, just weird vibes. So she
right, right.
still, as a comedian, she still got it. Props to Monique. I was happy to
Mm.
see. I saw Monique. I saw Mark Curry, and I saw Tommy Davison. All of them killed it, man. They all
Oh,
opened for Cat.
oh yeah, they those are that lineup is a great lineup, especially Tommy Davidson. Who
Oh
I've seen him
yeah.
here in Orlando. That brother is
Mm-hmm.
hilarious, man.
Oh
And
yeah.
by the
He's the
way,
king, man.
fun fact: Tommy Davidson is the voice of Oscar Proud. By the
Yes,
way,
he is.
really
Yeah.
good
Oh, if
dude.
you want to see some of the best work from Tommy Davison, watch it in living color. Like he would to me, Tommy Davison and Jamie Foxx were always the standouts in living color.
Yeah. Yeah, and my opinion about the whole thing was I see that people are saying he's being honest about things, and some people have kind of come out and said some of the things that he said were not completely true. Some were, some was, some wasn't. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really here to talk about what he said was true. Now, I will say though, I think it's very easy for certain comedians or certain people to get on platforms like Club Shay Shay and
Yeah.
air out other comedians' businesses. I will say the only thing that I kind of agree with when Dave Chappelle said, like, I I feel you, but like, why are you going after us? Like
Yes,
us. Like that's
I agree
what
with that.
that and my thing was is that Cat Williams said something very clear. He said everyone has been on this platform and other platforms, and all I've been doing is collecting information. And I
Mm,
find that odd because like this is not the first time he's done something like this, even though there's like a big year gap. The last time I saw him on a
yeah,
radio show was that it was an Atlanta show that he went
yeah.
after that woman. I forgot Wanda. Went
Yeah,
after
yeah, Wanda. Yeah, he was clowning
yeah.
her look in her hair, but she started with him. So
She
I
started
watched that whole thing too. No,
yeah.
I definitely agree with what you're saying too. Like Cat's always been like this. This is not
Mm,
just like he was just doing it on Club Shade. He's been doing this stuff for years.
for
And I'm
years.
not a fan of comedians, especially black comedians going at each other because white comedians don't usually do that.
Mm,
Comedians usually have a code. Like, if we have a problem with each other, we say it, privately. It's
mhm.
it's not hip hop. It's not. We're not going to get on stage and start battling each other. No, they got their own jokes and the way they do things.
Right, right. But I will say it was a definitely entertaining interview. I don't know
Hmm.
if Shannon will ever get a big interview like that again, but I will say, Cat Williams, if you want to air out some more of your stuff, please come to
Yes,
Momentum Media. We would love to have a
please.
conversation with you. Because the one thing I will do is that I'm going to call you out on the responses, like the Ricky Smiley, because he responded,
Yes.
Ice Cube responded, Luda responded. I'm just gonna ask you questions about what is your answer to what they said after that interview, which no one has asked them yet. So hey
Hmm.
man, if you happen to see this stream, please answer my email and come by and let's have a candid conversation. But
Hey, the funniest thing he said on that interview, though, he said, Puff Daddy liked the party, and you got to tell him no. You
another
got
thing
to tell him no.
he said Harvey Weinstein came to his agency and offered to suck his penis for a role. And I was like, so the man that's offering movie roles came to your agency?
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say. Usually, it's the other way around. You want
Exactly.
the
That's
role,
why.
you suck.
Exactly. That's why I was so. That's why I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying why would
Yeah.
the guy who's in control of essentially Hollywood came to your agency? I don't know. But yeah.
Well, you're
But
giving me a
what
role
do you
and you're
guys
sucking my
think?
dick?
Exactly. Exactly. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Cat Williams' interview on Club Shay Shay? And what do you think about all these rap beefs, man? All these different things that are going on within the hip hop community? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And now we're going to jump into our main topics for today. And our first main topic comes from a rumor that basically is saying that Sam Raimi is to direct Tom Holland and Spider-Man 4. It's being reported that Sam Raimi has met with Marvel in regards to future Marvel products. Some were unnamed. Spider-Man 4 has not been confirmed yet by Sony or Marvel. Tom Holland and Zendaya are expected to come back. However, no contracts have been signed or anything like that. I also reported 2 weeks ago that Miles Morales is supposed to be introduced into the movie, and they had somewhat of a short list. Now, like I stated before, I didn't believe the short list of people. However, in regards to this report of Sam Raimi to direct Spider-Man 4, let me just say this: if this report is true, if it is true, I don't want to see this movie. And it's not that I don't, because I love Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, and I even think Spider-Man 3 has very few redeeming qualities about it. It's not a good movie. But I
It's
will
better
say
than
this.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I'll say
Mhm.
this. Um I think we've already seen his take on Spider-Man. If we're gonna get a different director, I would want a different director who hasn't even worked on Spider-Man yet, or part of the comic book genre, but they haven't got a chance to work on something like Spider-Man. We've seen
Mhm.
what Sam Raimi brings to Spider-Man, and I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing, but I don't want to see Tom. I want Tom Holland to be his own individual Spider-Man, as we've seen. I don't want him to be a mirror version of what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was just in the MCU. Um, and you heard these reports. Do you think that
Hmm.
Sam Raimi is directing Spider-Man 4? Or and if he is, would you want to see this movie?
I've heard that rumor, and I've also heard the rumor that he might be directing Avengers and Secret Wars. My answer is exactly what yours is. I'd rather not. I liked Spider-Man 1 and 2, and I'm actually not. I'm not a big hater of Spider-Man 3, like you were saying too. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people are. Obviously, it's the weaker of the three, but I don't want it. And I wasn't a big fan of what he did to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I think Multiverse of Madness is very mid. It's not the worst movie in the MCU, but I think it's like mid
Mhm.
tier for sure. I've always thought he was just kind of an overrated director anyway. You know, he's cool for introducing us Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But
Yeah.
honestly, even that, like, I don't even think Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is a good
Mhm.
Spider-Man. I just think Raimi's movies hit a little bit better than the Amazing Spider-Mans. But I think that if we're gonna do a number 4 Spider-Man movie, obviously, like we said last time, I don't want to bring Miles Morales in this yet. Let's just finish Tom's story. Um, I want somebody that's a little bit lower tier, like you were saying, and that could be a little bit more grounded. I like the director of Invincible. I think he understands a childlike superhero trying to understand his powers. I don't even know. I don't know if they do different episodes of directors or if it's the same director the whole time. I just know that that show gets it, and I think that same vibe with Spider-Man and like little neighborhood villains, I think would work really well. I think you're right about Sam Raimi. I think it's time for you to move on and do something else. Um, as but yeah, like I said, no disrespect to him. I've always thought he was a very overrated director anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if you look at his filmography outside of Spider-Man, there are some good movies like Evil Dead and
Evil Dead, yeah.
uh, other entities that he's been able to make. But for me personally, I enjoyed Spider-Man 1. I loved Spider-Man 2. I think it was a great sequel to the first one. And Spider-Man 3, not so much, but it's not I think Spider-Man 3 would be a good movie if they didn't introduce Venom. At least not that type
Hmm.
of Venom. Um and then
To
also
his
that whole
credit, I don't think he wanted to do that. I think the studio made him do that.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But also I would also say it's still up to him to make a good movie, even if he didn't want that. Because like
exactly.
there's so many avenues he could have taken that, but I don't necessarily believe he's going to be directing Spider-Man 4. But what do you guys think in the comment section below? Let us know what you think. Do you think he'll be directing Tom Holland and Spider-Man 4? If not, and if you do you what do you think about him directing it? Let us know in the comments below. um Now that goes into our next topic. Now, recently, literally within the last 48 hours, a new Transformers trailer came out. Transformers 1. Transformers came out and it literally um has been receiving a lot of negative reviews. Now, I saw the trailer before we hopped on live. It is an animated movie. Apparently, this movie
Hmm.
was also shown at CinemaCon this week. Um, I thought it was a fun animated trailer, if I'm being honest. I know it's like the origin of our certain Transformers becoming who they are, but I didn't really see anything bad about it. To be honest, I thought there were some funny moments. I saw how they were interacting before they got their powers or their unlockables to become fully transformers to transformers into vehicles. But I thought it was a good animated trailer, and I will say I also understand the criticism behind it. How they would want something a little bit more different, more I guess focused on the lore and more I guess a little bit more serious and funny. But Ian, did you see this trailer and what did you think about Transformers 1, and do you agree with the negative reactions?
I disagree with the negative reactions. Let me tell y'all something. Transformers ain't working. Like, I love Transformers One. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Transformers, the first one with Shia LaBeouf, I thought was a classic. I don't know if it still holds up to this day. I thought the last two Transformers were not that bad. Like the Bumblebee movie wasn't bad. And like that one with the last one that they did, I think it was last year, wasn't that
Mhm.
bad either. but they're very forgettable at the same time. All the ones in between, before all that, trash, 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 trash. It's time to do something. Even the ones I said I just liked, it still kind of had the same type of formula. It's time to switch it up. That's why I like this new approach of it being animated. You could do a lot more animation, even though the animation is not that bad in these Michael Bay movies. It's just the dialogue and the script. It's just blow up shit porn, and it's just like unnecessary like underage girls with their shirts off. It's just a lot of and product placements out of nowhere. It's just all weird. Like, let's switch it up. Let's do something different. And I like this new approach. Is it going to be good? I don't know. But like, I do like this new humor aspect, or like the like I've always wanted to know too. Like, I wasn't a big Transformers fan of all time, but like I've always wanted to understand like how they got there. What's Megatron's problem? How did Optimus Prime become this leader guy? So I've always wanted to know this type of origin story. Is it going to be different than what people are used to? Probably. Chris Hemsworth and Paperboy. That's a different type of pair up. I didn't think I would see that.
I forgot he played Paperboy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thor and Paperboy. That's a very different like combination right there. So I did not expect that. So yeah, I would. I'm for it. I like the trailer, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I mean, Transformers. They might have to just not do Transformers movies anymore. It's to me, it's just not working. So I respect the switch up.
Yeah, what's up, Cuba? The guy who's in the comments, Rundown Productions, is a homie named Cuba. What's up, man? He did right. The first three were great, but the last one was trash. Man, I'm with you on the first movie, but I cannot co-sign the second
That
one, the third
second,
one, or the
that
fourth
second one
one.
might be the worst one in my opinion. Those stereotypical robots. Oh my god.
Right. Oh my God, yes. And I'm not gonna
Jesus.
say what the particular YouTuber said, but yes.
Oh
But
yeah, I know
also
what you. I know what you're
exactly.
saying. I know exactly what you're
Exactly.
going with
And
that.
people in the comments who know who I'm referring to, you know who I'm
Yeah,
talking about. But I
hood,
will
hood
say this
figures.
exactly. I will say though, I like Bumblebee. Bumblebee
Yeah,
was a good movie. Um, that that
was.
that Transformers Beast movie. I think the action was great. That story was just so stupid. I'm sorry, just dumb. But I liked how they were telling it from a different narrative, though. Um, and again, I agree with you. I like what they're doing. Um, doing it in an animated form. If I'm
Yeah.
being honest, I thought that this animated movie was dope. I really enjoyed the comedic banter, and I wanted to see something different. And you're right, with animation, you can definitely do more than I guess live action because it's a little bit more easier.
Mhm.
Cuba wrote something else again. That's crazy. I never heard people just like the second one, bro. The second one,
Man,
oh
get
my
out the
god,
house.
oh my god,
No disrespect.
crazy. I have to rewatch them again.
The
I
voice
the
of
second, the
SpongeBob
third
did
one.
the. Yeah.
Oh, what were you saying?
I said the voice of SpongeBob did one of the robots in the second one, and he did like just go to YouTube and type stereotypical Transformer bots, and there's probably a lot of videos about it.
Oh
It's
yeah, yes. And then that fourth one, the last night. Who? Why? Why? I still to this day don't understand why that was made. But what do you
Marky
guys
Mark.
think? Exactly. What do you guys think about the Transformers one trailer, the animated movie? Did you like it? Do you think it's going to be amazing? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. Real quick, we're gonna go into another topic that I saw before we get into the last and final topic. It's a topic I forgot to put in our little bars here, but it's about Quentin Tarantino
Oh
quitting
yeah,
his film, The Film Critic. Now, I am a fan of Quentin's movies. I think
me
that
too.
like I
He's the
love The
goat.
Hateful Eight. I love Django. I love Kill
Django.
Bill 1 and 2. I'm a fan of his
Pulp
movies. I'm not
Fiction.
necessarily a fan of his comments about certain things.
Mm.
I'm not a I don't I disagree with him for in terms of where the movie industry is because I think Quentin Tarantino is one of those privileged directors who has the opportunity to tell his stories on the big screen. Not too many
Hmm.
people or directors have that privilege.
No
because I
studio
noticed
interference. All
E-
him.
e- exactly.
Yep.
It's all him, and I don't know too many people. And people say, "Well, like look at the Russo brothers, bro." I can tell you, the Russo brothers, regardless of their their gender or their nationality, Marvel interfered with every movie that they touched.
Hmm.
Every movie, but let Quentin now. I don't now. I'm willing to bet if Quentin did a Marvel movie, he's not going to get his way with that movie. I know that for a fact.
Hmm.
But
He wanted to.
um,
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he actually wanted to do a Luke Cage movie before the MCU was a thing. He wanted to do that. Could you imagine that though? Luke
oh, that would
Cage
have been
R
crazy.
rated.
That, oh man, that would have been crazy. I just see
Yeah.
I can picture Mike Coulter, but like with an afro and like actually looking like Luke Cage
Hmm.
back in the day. That would be
Yep.
dope. Um I'm actually kind of saddened that he's not doing this film. He
Hmm.
doesn't really give a specific reason why. It's just something that he's choosing not to do. Ian, you heard this news. Why do you think that he's not doing this film? And are you a fan of his filmography?
Oh, I'm a big fan, man. I love
Mm.
Django is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love Pulp Fiction. I love The Hateful Eight. I think he's a fantastic director. Probably one of the best when it comes to dialogue. Do I think he drops the M bomb a little bit too much? Yeah, sometimes, especially in Pulp Fiction. I understand it in Django. You know, it's a period piece, so I get it. I'm not mad about that. But there's some other movies I'm like, did that need an N word? It's weird. But
Mhm.
I do like him. He's one of my favorite directors, and I love that like he always has this dynamic with Sam Jackson as well. I'm very disappointed that he's not coming out with the film critic because I thought it was a decent premise. It was probably just him ranting because he's gotten a lot of criticism through his whole career of being someone that just is just very violent and always talking a lot about has a lot of vulgar stuff in their movies. So I had this feeling like he's about to go off on everybody. He's about to vent and just do the craziest movie ever. Especially being a film critics. That's always had something to say negative about him. So I don't know what he's gonna do next. I hope he does a movie. I hope he doesn't like end it at the last one was the Hollywood movie. Once time on a time in Hollywood. I hope he does something else, but preferably like maybe something with Native Americans killing white people. That'd be cool. Um, but yeah, I'm very disappointed in that. And but he has his reasons. He's a grown man, and I do respect that Hollywood likes him that much to let him do whatever he wants. Because like you said, not many people have that privilege. He can say and do whatever he wants in these movies. He's got zero restrictions.
Zero. And like I'm glad that they've been able to give him that because to an extent his movies all majority of his movies have been really good. So I'm glad he's not really on a leash. I will say I hope that directors in the future will get that same type of accessibility when they're directing films for major studios. But what do you
Hmm.
guys think about the film critic movie not coming to fruition? Just jump into the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. And all right, you guys, we're coming to our final topic today. Apparently, this news was broken on a certain YouTube channel, then picked up by Variety, but it seemed to be confirmed to be true that Keanu Reeves will be cast as Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic 3. I love these movies, by the way. I love Sonic 1. I love Sonic 2. I believe you can watch these movies. I know you can watch them on Paramount Plus, but I think you can watch at least the first one on Hulu if you don't have Paramount Plus. And I can honestly say um Paramount's one of those studios that have very hidden gems when it comes to their like their Mission Impossible franchise and their other franchises that they have. But Sonic was one of the ones that I didn't think would probably work as well. But when I saw Sonic 1, I fell in love with the movie. I fell in love with the family aspect that they've been able to create, and then that dynamic between him and Jim Carrey. Sonic 2 blew me out the water. I love how they introduced uh Tails and Knuckles. Having Sonic fight Knuckles, like that was the battle I've been wanting to see on screen for a while now. And you'll see that on in animated shows and things of that nature. But to see that in live action form was amazing. And then to get that tease in the end, spoiler, Sonic Shadow the Hedgehog, which basically was the first created hedgehog ever. Was teased at the end of Sonic 2, and now we've got cast that Keanu Reeves, the guy who voiced Batman in the Super Pets
The
movie,
Lego
will be
movies.
voiced
Oh yeah, Super
exactly.
Pets. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He'll be voicing Shadow, and anyone who knows Shadow, just to give a quick back history, Shadow is Dr. Eggman's like his I guess his grandfather was the one who created Shadow to be the ultimate weapon against either evil or against his plans. And he had been hidden for so long. Now he's been awakened after all these years of being in captivity. He is the Prince of Power. He is a formidable opponent. He is Sonic's arch rival. And then he does become a part of the Sonic team at some point. I love this casting. Keanu Reeves is amazing at his acting and voice acting. Uh Ian, did you watch the Sonic movies? Do you like the Sonic movies? Are you familiar with the Sonic lore? And what do you think about this casting?
I'm not familiar with the Sonic lore, but I do like the Sonic movies, and I gotta give props where props is due. I think Sonic the Hedgehog movie, like the first one, gave this new, slowly renaissance of what's going on now. Video game adaptations that are actually good. Before that movie, do you remember a good video game adaptation movie? I can't remember one.
Not even Mortal Kombat. No.
Not even Mortal Kombat. Before that
No.
movie, then you get shows like The Last of Us. You get shows like the Fallout one that we just came out.
Mhm.
What's another one? Mario, which I like Sonic a little bit more than Mario, but that still did good
Mhm.
in the box office. People liked it. So,
Yeah.
and I would love to see like a Super Smash Brothers movie. That'd be great. But yeah,
Yes.
I think that movie right there started the okay, we could do video game adaptations to the point like I have this little theory that video game movies are going to start to surpass superhero movies. And I think it's slowly getting there. Like right now, everyone's on the edge about superhero movies. Like, yo, come on, we're getting some bland stuff lately. Let's get it together. But yeah, I love this pick for Shadow. I think it's from what I see, it's perfect casting. Keanu Reeves looks like that person that would be Shadow. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm actually more excited though for the Knuckles TV show that should be coming out next month, I think.
No,
And I don't know
it's
if you
coming
saw
out
that
in
trailer.
6 days. 6 days.
Oh, 6 days. Yes.
Mhm.
That trailer was awesome. I love the fact that they put Nuck if you buck in the trailer. That was hilarious. But
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of Knuckles. I thought Idris Elba did a great job with that. So I'm like, that's my favorite character from this franchise. So I'm ready to see that. But yeah, I guarantee you we'll probably get a trailer for this movie after the series. Like it's probably going to be like after episode whatever 8 maybe. They're like, all right, your first look at Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And I'm just glad to
Mhm.
see Jim Carrey still at it too. So that's good too.
To answer your question, Cuba, it's on Paramount Plus. It's on Paramount. The,
Yes.
the the Knuckles TV show will be on Paramount Plus, and I'm sure after maybe a year or so, like Hulu and other places will probably pick it up because
Hmm.
I don't know if you noticed this, Ian. Netflix has been showing a lot of HBO originals. Like I'm
No, I
talking
didn't
about stuff
notice
that
that.
yeah, I didn't know, and then I posted this a couple weeks ago. Martin is on Netflix.
Nice.
The Jamie Foxx show is on Netflix. So people are starting to licensing out certain their content, and then I'm willing to even bet once I guarantee you if Paramount gets sold, like if Warner Brothers buys Paramount, that particular show is probably going to be on HBO Max and then
Hmm.
potentially on other streaming services as well because I've noticed that HBO is licensing their content. I mean, I was on Disney Plus and Wonder Woman and Shazam are coming to Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Well,
Yeah.
they could keep Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman 84, no, throw that one away. You don't want that.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't bring Wonder Woman in. Yes. But and it's funny, like they're doing it. Like I was on Tubi. Black Adam is on Tubi. The Batman
Yo,
Matt Reeves' movie, The Batman, is on Tubi.
You want a good laugh, bro? Like if you just bored one day, watch some of those Tubi original movies. I guarantee you're gonna have the biggest laugh.
Bro, I should have made that an off the top because I saw I had shout out to Pierre the comedian. I had him on the show and he put a
Oh,
movie out on TV called Slice. So I
was it
watched
good?
it. It's good. It's funny. uh, again, shout out to because I know I've had you on the show. It was funny.
Yo,
But
those
I watched
Tubi feels like that streaming service is like YouTube. You can just upload a movie, I guess. Just do your
apparently
thing.
so. And like if you go a little bit too deeper into the lore, they're really like there's some creators who are creating like soft porn on Tubi.
Yes. I said
Uh,
that to my wife last night. We were watching a Tubi movie because we were bored. I was like, I want to laugh at something. Put a Tubi movie on. The first 10 minutes of this, I was like, are we watching porn? Where's the dialogue? Where's the what? It's just two people like fucking with clothes on. It's weird.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I'm not getting, I'm not saying that everything on Tubi is bad, but at the same time,
No,
not
it's
all of it is
it's
good.
it's definitely doing its job by entertaining. Like, I think they
Mhm,
understand the assignment. I think they know it's ridiculous, some of the stuff. So like that's why I like it. I like stuff
mhm,
that doesn't take itself too serious. It's yeah.
mhm.
That man said what? He got his lotion, he turned on Tubi right now. He's like, what movie did you watch last night?
Oh man, if you know Cuba, that's funny. But yeah, like what do you guys think of Keanu Reeves becoming the Prince of Power, Shadow the Hedgehog? By the way, fun fact, Shadow the Hedgehog, the game is actually a really good game. I think they need to re-release for PlayStation 5 in particular. But anyway, what are you guys thinking about Keanu Reeves being Shadow the Hedgehog? Are you guys looking forward to this film? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys, we got one more thing. We got our momentum fan question, and it's real easy to get your fan question on here. Just shoot me an email at the Ask Alex Show at gmail.com with your question in there, and I'll pick out the best one and have it featured on this show. All right, you guys, this fan question comes from a Derek. Is his last name Minor? Oh yeah, Derek Minor. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. But
Derek Mine, that's a Christian rapper. Wonder if that's
yeah,
him.
that's why I was confused. Hey, if you are watching this, Mr. Derek Minor, I am a fan of your music, but I don't
Yeah,
think this is
yeah.
I don't think it's the same person. I could be wrong though. But Derek Wright, hold on, let me put it on the screen so you guys can see it as well. All right, here we go. Fan question. All right. Hey crew, have you guys seen Civil War? What did you
Mm,
think about it? And do you think it will be nominated for the Oscars? All right. So I have seen Civil War. I actually saw it the Friday it came out. It's a very the one thing I will say, because it kind of reminded me of that movie, Don't Look Up from on Netflix. I
mm,
think Civil War and Don't Look Up are two movies uh
that could happen.
that that could really happen. That are very movies that I believe in the world that we live in today. I firmly believe those are movies that could potentially happen in real life. Now, that's not me picking a political side. I'm just saying from human nature, if we don't get our ish together, that could potentially happen. But I did see the
Hmm.
movie. A24 does a really good job telling good stories. I love that
Absolutely.
studio. So I love the movie. Do I think it'll be nominated for Oscars? Ask me that question again once we get through the summer, because there
Mm,
hasn't been enough movies to come out. I still think Dune is better than that movie. Dune 2 at least is better than Civil War. So once that once we get through the summer, I can't wholeheartedly say it will be nominated. I think if it does, I think it earns the rightful place because it's a really good story, and it's not your typical story of what side is leaning on. It's literally about reporters trying to get to the truth, but there's literally a civil war happening in America, in our United States, which is not uncommon to happen. Like it can happen at some, it could happen at some point. But Ian, did you see the movie Civil War? If so, what did you think about it, and do you think it has the potential of becoming nominated for the Oscars?
Yes and yes. Yes, I did see the movie. I liked it a lot, and I do think it can be nominated for an Oscar. I think what I liked about it too is, like you said, it is one of those movies that it could happen. I would compare it though, because your comparison's good because it is like realistic of like this could possibly be a future or a multiverse story like in our reality. I would
Mhm.
compare it more to The Wizard of Oz meets The Purge. That's like after seeing that movie, I was like, oh, they are going on an adventure in the country, going to a certain place, and you got to deal with people that are just lawless, like the Purge. So yeah, and like you said, it comes from a perspective of not choosing a political side. It's just telling the story of everything going around it. So I like that. People will speculate things because that's what they do. Like I've seen comics that comment sections. It's like everybody wants to politicize this and make it what my side's the winning side. This is my side. Oh, liberals, Democrats. Shut up. That's really what it's been. But I love the movie. I like how it's shot mostly. I like some of the terrifying, thrilling moments that just like keep you on your seat. It's a really good movie, man. I can't say it would win an Oscar, but I definitely could see it being nominated. If it's not nominated, I think it's they're missing out.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see it being nominated, and I can definitely see I mean it A24 has won an Oscar before, so I wouldn't be
Yes,
surprised if
everything,
it
everywhere,
did.
all at once deserved it. Yep.
Eh, yeah, and that movie was amazing. I love that movie. That movie definitely deserved an Oscar. And what I love about A24, they don't take like $200 million budgets and create crap. They literally take
Hmm.
like a $10 million budget and create gold. And it's
Yeah,
really I love what they've been able to do creatively with films. So
you get
if you
more
guys have
creative with
not,
a lower budget.
oh yeah, it forces you to be, because there's certain things that
Exactly.
you can't do that you're gonna have to figure out how to do. So
Maybe
it make
Star Wars and Marvel should do that. Maybe we should just take away a couple $100 million. Like, all right, let's see what you guys can really do. We keep giving
right,
you all this money, but you keep giving us this assembly line of like, a stereotypical crap, man. Let's see what you guys can really do. Get creative. Give them ten
right.
$10 million. Let's see what they can do.
Right, like I often make this argument: if the Batman were a $50 million movie, I think we would
Hmm.
have seen a little bit more brooding from that particular character, because of the fact Batman, I don't believe, requires that much for special effects. Now,
No, it doesn't.
If you're creating Gotham, I can see, okay, but you can shoot in a
Yeah.
major city for that. But I understand why certain budgets are the way they are, but there should be no like, for instance, Ant-Man Quantum Medium didn't require that much money for a trashy
No,
Marvel movie, unfortunately. So
exactly.
but what do you guys think? Did you guys watch the movie Civil War? What did you think about it? Just jump into the comment section below. Do you think that it will be nominated for an Oscar? Give me your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Just jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And that will do it for today's show, the Alex Hampton Show. I want to thank you guys for jumping in. I want to thank the people who commented on the show as well. And I want to thank you guys for continuously watching as we are getting back on our feet to produce more content. I am your host, Alex Hampton. Ian, where can we find you on YouTube and social media? And what other things do you have coming up?
All right, you can find me on all social media platforms, Ian Elliott Cart, and youtube.com/Ian Elliott Carter. And we'll look out for Where's Waldo, starring me, starring Alex Hampton, starring that guy, Jeremy Branch. I don't know if he's part of the show or not. I don't know. But and my wife, Tatiana Wilson. I wrote this very great script about Where's Waldo. It's a very adult themed one. Check it out. I hope it turns out as good as I'm visioning it. But if not, I got this comic book out right now called Angel Reset versus the Robo Karens on Amazon.com. Check out my comic book skills. And yeah, I'm
Mhm.
just a creative person trying to do new things, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely check out that comic book. I will leave a link in the description below when we get off. So that way, if you guys have not seen it, great comic book. And also there is a code in there where you can actually watch the comic book
Hmm.
on YouTube on Ian's YouTube channel as well. So definitely you want to check that out. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, and as always, you guys have a blessed day.